Yesterday, a video started spreading online that had fans completely divided. It allegedly showed Ice Spice in a tense moment during what people claimed was a casual stop at McDonald's, where a fan interaction didn't go the way anyone expected. Within hours, the clip was everywhere, reactions were pouring in, and once again, the internet started asking the same question: is Ice Spice losing control of her image? But here's the thing. No one has fully confirmed what really happened in that moment. The clip is short, the context is unclear, and different versions of the story are circulating at the same time. Yet despite that, millions of people have already formed opinions. And that right there explains everything about where Ice Spice is right now. Because her story was never just about music. It was about momentum, perception, and the speed of the internet. To really understand what's happening, you have to go back to the beginning. Ice Spice, born Isis Nijigastan, didn't follow the traditional path to fame. She didn't slowly build her way up over years. Instead, she exploded onto the scene in 2022 with one viral moment that changed everything. Her breakout track, Munch Feelin' You, wasn't just a song. It was a cultural moment. Social media platforms, especially TikTok, pushed it into millions of feeds, and suddenly, Ice Spice became a name everyone knew. Major artists started paying attention. Drake mentioned her. Industry insiders began calling her the next big thing. And just like that, she went from being unknown to unavoidable. What made her stand out wasn't just the music. It was the vibe. She had a calm, almost effortless delivery that felt different from the high-energy, aggressive styles dominating the scene. Her presence felt natural, unforced, and relatable. And that authenticity connected with people. But viral fame comes with a hidden problem. It moves faster than an artist can grow. Within months, Ice Spice was expected to deliver hit after hit, performance after performance, collaboration after collaboration. The industry didn't slow down for her. It sped up. And for a while, she kept up. Tracks like Bikini Bottom and In Hamood kept her name trending. Her collaboration with Nicki Minaj on Princess Diana Remix added credibility. Appearing on Taylor Swift's Karma remix expanded her audience globally. Everything looked perfect from the outside. But behind the scenes, the pressure was building. Because once the hype reaches a certain level, the expectations change. Fans no longer celebrate what you've done. They start demanding what you'll do next. And that's where things started to shift. One of the biggest criticisms Ice Spice began facing was about her musical range. Listeners started pointing out similarities between her songs. The same flow, the same tempo, the same delivery. At first, it was subtle. Then it became louder. Suddenly, the same signature style that made her famous was being used against her. Critics began questioning whether she could evolve or if she was stuck in a formula. And in today's music industry, evolution isn't optional. It's required. Then came another challenge: live performances. For many artists, this is where they prove their star power. It's where they turn listeners into real fans. But for Ice Spice, this became a point of debate. Clips from her shows started circulating online, with some viewers saying her stage presence felt too relaxed, even disconnected. Others defended her, saying that her laid-back energy is exactly what makes her unique. But again, perception matters. And once a narrative starts forming online, it spreads quickly. Soon, the conversation around Ice Spice wasn't just positive anymore. It was mixed. Some people still saw her as the next big star. Others started calling her overhyped. And then social media did what it always does. It amplified everything. Every facial expression, every interaction, every clip, every rumor, including the recent McDonald's situation. Whether the story is true, exaggerated, or completely misunderstood, it still had an impact. Because in the digital age, reality and perception often blend together. A short clip, without context, can shape millions of opinions. And for celebrities, that can be dangerous. Because it's no longer just about what actually happened. It's about what people believe happened. And right now, Ice Spice is dealing with that exact situation. The internet is watching her more closely than ever. Not just her music, her behavior, her attitude, her reactions, everything. And when that level of attention meets even the smallest controversy, it creates a much bigger effect. But here's what most people don't realize. This moment isn't unusual. In fact, it's almost predictable. Every artist who rises this fast eventually reaches a point where the hype stabilizes and the criticism increases. It happened to Cardi B. It happened to Doja Cat. It happened to Megan Thee Stallion. The difference between those who last and those who fade isn't the criticism. It's how they respond to it. Right now, Ice Spice is standing at that exact crossroads. She can either evolve, adapt, and prove her staying power, or she can let the noise define her narrative. Because the truth is, her career is not over. Not even close. She still has a massive fan base. She still has industry connections. And most importantly, she still has attention. And attention is the most valuable currency in entertainment. But attention alone isn't enough. It has to be converted into growth, into better music, into stronger performances, into a clearer identity. Because the audience that made her viral is the same audience that can move on just as quickly. And they will, if they feel like they've already seen everything she has to offer. So the real question isn't what happened at McDonald's. The real question is what happens next. Will she switch up her sound? Will she bring more energy to her performances? Will she address the criticism directly or ignore it completely? Every move from this point forward matters, because this is the stage where careers are defined. Not at the beginning, not during the hype, but right here, in the moment where everything feels uncertain. And if you look closely, you'll realize something important. People are still talking about her. Even the criticism, even the rumors, even the debates. All of it means she's still relevant. Because in the world of entertainment, silence is the real failure. And Ice Spice is far from silent. She's still trending, still being discussed, still being watched, which means the opportunity is still there. But the pressure is higher now. The expectations are heavier, and the margin for error is smaller. This is where she has to prove that she's more than just a viral moment, that she's more than just a trend, that she's an artist who can last. And that's not something the internet decides overnight. It's something that's built over time, through consistency, through growth, through proving people wrong. So no, it's not over. But it's not guaranteed either. This is the turning point, the phase where everything can either level up or fall apart. And the next chapter of Ice Spice's career will depend entirely on what she does right now. Because in an industry that moves this fast, second chances don't come easy. And first impressions don't last forever. But reinvention? That's where real stars are made. And whether Ice Spice becomes one of them is something we're all about to find out.